A year and a half ago, our next guest rocked our worlds and broke our hearts as she chronicled her 9-year-old son Benjamin's battle against cancer. And now September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Laura Gilkey and her family are dealing with their loss and their pain by continuing to fight childhood cancer in Benjamin's memory. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you for
Oh my
having me.
goodness. I fell in love with you on Facebook. Oh, you were wonderful. Tell us about Benjamin.
Well, it's funny when people ask me that, because I feel aware of all of the cliches that some people use when they've lost a child especially, but he really just was such a joyful person, and he didn't see any point in anything else, even when he was going through pain that most of us will never have to experience. So, I mean, that's the nutshell version, is that he just lived every moment to be as joyful as possible, and when he had to go through difficult things, he put them behind him as quickly as he could and moved right back into making everybody around him laugh and happy, and that's who he was.
You guys called him Benjamin the Brave, and you chronicled his journey, your journey, on Facebook, and we all followed you every step of the way. It's hard for me to say this without crying, but tell me about social media. How did that help you?
Well, it was really, it was a blog, and at the time we called it Rainbows in the Clouds, and now it's on a website, benjaminthebrave.com. It's archived there. I wasn't active on social media as much, but it was shared on social media quite a bit, and so that's how a lot of people came to follow it. But for me, it began sort of as a writing, as a way to update our family members about his health, kind of like Caring Bridge or one of those sites. And then I realized very quickly that it was helping me. It was not only therapeutic, it became necessary. And I thought, oh, I'll just write until he's in remission, or I'll write for the first year, and then I just couldn't. If he had to do it, I was going to do it. So 772 days, and I remember, you know, he would be sleeping on one side of me, and I'd be writing with my left hand on my phone sometimes. I just had to put things that didn't make sense into words before I could sleep at night. And so I'm grateful that it's also had a positive effect on other people. Other families have reached out to me with amazing stories. So it served many purposes, but it was self-serving as well.
And Benjamin died about 1.5 years ago, so how do you keep going after a tragedy like this?
Well, he has an older brother, Banyan, who is number one reason why I didn't just crawl into bed for a year. That's you know, and I have a wonderful marriage and a wonderful creative job and all of that. I feel like our family really learned a lot from him, and again, he saw no point in anything other than being joyful, and so when there's people like that that are fighting for their lives, it's kind of I feel it's our responsibility to enjoy our lives as fully as we possibly can.
And you're honoring his memory by helping other children who have cancer.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So 3 days after he died, actually, I'll back up. When we learned there were no more options, I felt comforted in continuing to take action. So we met with the people at the Johns Hopkins All Children's Foundation, and my husband and I decided to make a significant personal investment for the rest of our lives into the cancer research and innovation that they are doing up there in St. Petersburg. It's remarkable. And so we started the Benjamin Gilkey Fund for Innovative Pediatric Cancer Research. And because of this amazing community, we've already raised over $360,000. And so that is enough money to now start really working.
Well, you've had one study, haven't you?
It hasn't started yet, but that is enough to fund the first study, which is incredible because research is insanely expensive for good cause. So the fact that we're able to really make that kind of quick, concrete change is extremely gratifying to our family. So, and we know the physicians very well that are doing this work. And so that's another wonderful piece of it. Some national foundations are doing amazing work, but this is right here, you know. And I try to emphasize that. People think, oh, that's St. Petersburg, but if you have a child with cancer in Sarasota or Manatee County, that's where you're
That's
going.
where you're going. Yeah,
And so the
absolutely.
research happening there is affecting all of our local kids, but now because of the partnership with Johns Hopkins, it's made available nationally quickly and with that amazing reputation behind it. So
More children than we know do have cancer, right?
Yes.
I was shocked to find out this happens to little children so
oh
often.
yeah, oh yeah. It's 43 a day are diagnosed with cancer in the United States, and it's aside from accidents, the biggest killer of children in this country, and the #1 disease by far that takes children's lives. So it's you don't think about it until it
No.
happens to your family, really, until you have someone you know that's close to you that goes through it, and then it's all you ever think about. So
Yes, well, you're having an event coming up
Yes.
that will raise this desperately needed money. Tell me about that.
So with Nikki's help and her wonderful husband David, who I know you all know, and several other wonderful people in the community, we're hosting an event called Boards for Bravery. Benji loved charcuterie. He loved to say it. He loved to eat it. You know, and Banyan does too. Our whole family does. It's kind of a thing we really enjoy, making these beautiful cheese boards. But you know, like I think David had said on the air with you guys before, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to pair the meat and the cheese
No.
and
Right,
the wine
right.
and all
No.
of that. So we thought it would be a nice, interactive, different event that is not being done in town, to try and get some education on that, and also raise money for a good cause. And these beautiful boards are also included with the tickets. Our friends at JL Productions are making every board unique. So when you come to the event, you create a board and you take the board home, which is really cool. And Louise Modern is our host, and really everything is being so generously donated or discounted for us, so that as much money as possible can go to Benji's fund.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it's something he loved, charcuterie.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Benjamin the Brave will not be forgotten.
Oh no.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Laura.
you.
Boards for Bravery is September 23rd at Louise Modern. For more information, visit benjaminthebrave.com.